This is the Talking Fish podcast, the invisible world of lead generation, told by those who actually do it. A virtually unknown world, told one story at a time, with insights into strategies and tactics that work today. Data, facts, and content from sources drawn from first-hand experience. This is the Talking Fish, and I'll tell you about the hidden world behind lead generation that no one talks about.
Hey everyone, welcome to Talking Fish. I'm your host, Quen Blake, and I'm absolutely delighted to kick off the very first episode of our series. Today, we're diving into the topic of starting from scratch with lead generation tools. And I'm thrilled to have with me today someone whose journey in marketing is both inspiring and insightful, Devlin Voss. Devlin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Quen. It's a pleasure to be here, especially for the inaugural episode. There's nothing quite like starting from scratch, is there? Whether it's launching a new campaign or setting up your first newsletter, it's both thrilling and daunting.
Absolutely. And speaking of starting from scratch, many of our listeners are either stepping into the world of email marketing for the first time or looking to revamp their existing strategies. Could you share some foundational tools or strategies that you believe are essential for kickstarting this journey?
Certainly. I always start with a strong framework. Think of your email marketing as a tree. At the roots, you need a good understanding of your target audience. Tools like Google Analytics are invaluable for understanding who your audience really is. Next, there's the trunk, your email service provider. Platforms like MailChimp or ConvertKit can handle everything from crafting emails to managing your subscriber lists.
That's an interesting analogy, and it makes a lot of sense, especially for beginners who might be feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of options out there. Now, you mentioned understanding the audience up front. How do you recommend someone new goes about doing this?
Great question, Quen. If you're starting without a pre-existing audience, think about your product or service first. Who will benefit from it? From there, use social media and forums like Reddit to see where those potential customers hang out. Listen to what they say and identify their pain points. This gives you a direct insight into what they need and how you can reach them effectively through email.
That's fantastic advice. The importance of listening and engaging with your audience early on can't be overstated. Once you've identified your audience and chosen an email platform, what next? Is it straight to crafting those emails, or is there more groundwork needed?
Before jumping into crafting emails, I recommend focusing on building a solid content plan. It's like drawing a map before you set off on a road trip. Your emails should be part of a larger strategy that includes engaging, valuable content tailored to your subscribers. Plan newsletters, educational content, promotions, or even personal stories about your brand journey that resonate with your audience. It helps to keep everyone on the same page and builds a cohesive story about your brand.
I love that analogy, mapping out the journey with content. It emphasizes that every piece of communication should have a purpose, contributing to the bigger picture. Speaking of content, one challenge many face is writer's block. As someone experienced in brand storytelling, how do you overcome that hurdle?
Oh, writer's block is a common struggle. One technique I use is the swipe file, a collection of inspiring content, subject lines, and even successful campaigns that resonate with me. Whenever I'm stuck, I refer to this file. Also, don't underestimate the power of collaboration. Sometimes a fresh perspective is all it takes to get the creativity flowing again.
That's a really practical tip. Having a resource collection to pull from can be a real game changer when inspiration doesn't strike as quickly as we'd like. Let's shift gears a bit. We talked about crafting content, but what about measuring the success of our campaigns? What should be the key focus areas when starting out?
When you're new, keeping it simple is key. Focus on metrics like open rates and click-through rates initially. They give you a clear indication of how well your subject lines are performing and how engaging your content is. Over time, you can delve into more complex data like conversion rates and segment performance. But at the beginning, it's crucial to understand what's resonating and what isn't with your audience.
Today's podcast is brought you by our sponsor, Active Contact Pro. Unlock unparalleled success with our cutting-edge course on email lead generation strategies, designed exclusively for professionals and entrepreneurs ready to elevate their selling power. Go to activecontactpro.com and order today. Today's podcast is brought you by our sponsor, Active Contact Pro. Unlock unparalleled success with our cutting-edge course on email lead generation strategies, designed exclusively for professionals and entrepreneurs ready to elevate their selling power. Go to activecontactpro.com and order today.
I agree. Having those clear metrics to guide your strategy can really make a difference. It's easy to get lost in a sea of data, but knowing what to focus on right away can help maintain direction and clarity. And Devlin, from your expertise, what mistakes do you commonly see people make when they're just starting with email marketing?
One major pitfall is going for a hard sell too quickly. It's important to remember that email marketing is grounded in relationships. Start with value-driven content that builds trust before pushing for conversions. Another common mistake is neglecting the subscriber list hygiene. It's essential to regularly clean your list to ensure you're reaching engaged recipients.
Those points you've mentioned show the importance of nurturing relationships beyond mere transactions. Investment in your audience can lead to more sustainable success. So, Devlin, before we wrap up, any final thoughts or tips for our listeners who are ready to dive into email marketing but might still be a little apprehensive?
Remember that every expert was once a beginner. Stay curious and be resilient. Email marketing is a journey of experimentation. Learn from your analytics, refine your strategies, and don't hesitate to pivot when needed. Innovation often starts from a willingness to try new things. Stick with it, and you'll find your stride.
Wise words, Devlin. You've shared so many invaluable insights today, and I'm sure our listeners are feeling much more confident about embarking on their email marketing journey. Thank you again for being our first guest and offering such deep, actionable advice.
The pleasure is all mine, Quen. It was fantastic to be part of this conversation. I'm excited to see the impact your listeners will have as they implement these tools and strategies.
Thank you, Devlin. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Talking Fish. We'll be back with more insights and strategies to bolster your email marketing efforts. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and most importantly, continue the dialogue. Until next time.
Thanks for diving deep with us on the Talking Fish podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more underwater adventures.